Well, let's continue with our real-time chat application. But to let you know that for the recent episodes, it's going to be focusing on the front-end side until we get a potentially good-looking UI. So it's easier for us to navigate through the pages and then to get a feeling of this is the messaging app. Yeah, instead of like the UI that we have seen so far, that's mostly focusing on the back-end side, the connection. So with that being said, the things that we can learn from building UI, I think it's the time when the integration point with HTMX starts to be more intensive, because you see the previous few implementation is actually mostly on the back-end side, where the HTMX, the connection point is not very obvious. Yeah. So hopefully that can also bring you some idea on the thinking process through UI development. Right. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the UI that I've added. I've also included this Figma that's derived from the community. This is designed by a person called Martina. I've put the link into a README, and I'm going to refer to this Figma as my base design, and definitely I'll do adjustments based on my personal preference, and also add in the missing pages based on the color scheme that they provided. Well, so that's the game plan. Let's get started by using it to before that, let me just bring you through the project structure. A few changes. First thing is input.csx is going to be adding in a few styles for styling, and then we have a static folder including my my logo, JX chat, and we have this layout.tempo file that is like a boilerplate for all other pages, where we put in all the imports and all this inside. Or the title will be JS chat. And in the chat.tempo and index.tempo, that's where we will be using the layout file, and then put in our children directly inside the layout. So it doesn't need to keep repeating the same HTML text over and over again whenever I add a new page. Right, so main file, chat index. So coming down to the tailwind file, I also added this plugin called auto prefixer that will help me to include the backward compatible CSS styles whenever it generates from the input to output.css. Right, so that is all for the preparations. Now let's get started by thinking how we can improve the login page further. First thing is the form is equal to, I've added the background color. Now let's put in the image tag right here, src equal to static slash 512. Alternate is JX chat logo, and here the class is equal to object feeds content width 200 pixel and height 200 pixel with a border radius of rounded border radius of say XL. Oh, well, XL is not enough. 2XL, right? Okay, so 2XL I think is I don't know, 24 pixel if I'm mistaken. Margin bottom 6, so it's going to be a margin bottom of 48 pixel compared to the form at the bottom. Right, so that's all for the image. Secondly, let's go to the text. Right, for the text, we're going to add in a background color of the 25% opacity and border radius of 10 pixel. So it's going to be around that 10 pixel. And secondly will be our background image of a black color, but the opacity is 25% only. Also add in the autofill, so whenever the browser autofill your text, it's going to be having this style as well. and we have a padding Y of 12 pixel, padding X of 16 pixel, which is 4, and we have border radius. I put it already, right? Oh, okay, put it already. What else I need? Maybe the text color. So text color is white color, but 60%. So it's a white color but 60%. And then we also have font size of 14 pixel, which is text small, right? SM. Okay, with all this then you can get the style like this lah, right? Definitely style is more like a personal thing, you know. You can change it whenever you want to. And we have a width of full, considering like it's a full width text, so it spans through all the screen, the entire screen. And then we limit the left right padding of the form with a padding left of 48 pixel, which is 12, and then we can use PX as a horizontal padding, so it's a little bit wider. With the padding. Okay. Well, our text also, we want to limit the max width equal to say 600 pixel, so it doesn't go too far to the entire screen when I'm using a desktop. It will keep in the center, maximum of 600 pixel. So the same style, I can apply it totally to the password, so it become nicer to look at. And finally, the button style. Right, button style, we can use the blue color button as shown here. It's using this color that I can put it inside the class. BG equals to this color, and then border radius is rounded of say for example 2XL. I don't know if 2XL or XL is better, but let's see. Width is going to be full as well, and then I also have the max width of 600 pixel, right, with a PX, and our text is also going to be a 16 pixel, where we have a text white text base 16 pixel. We have a font semi-bold 600. Sorry, this is a weight. I forgot already. Font weight. It's going to be font semi-bold, indicating the 600 font weight. Right, and the PX is going to be horizontally 12 pixel. Actually, PX I don't need to put. I just need a PY, because PX is going to be the full width regardless. Alright, so this is the button that we have. We can also say that it's yeah, I think like this is good enough. So now the next thing that we are going to do is, when we press the login button, if the password and the email is incorrect, it will not show any error message. So we are going to handle the exception whenever the button returns or the API returns an error. In the HTMX context, I think there are two ways of doing things. The first one is the backend will straight away return the error HTML with the status code of 200. Or I am going to handle the event, the 401 of all the error events that is captured by HTMX. The difference is that if it's captured by if the backend is returning error, it will not do any swapping. So we need to manually do the swapping with our own ways. So I'm going to do a error handling first. So the error or the response that's going to be captured by the event that's going to be captured by HTMX is called as a response error event. So I'm going to handle this right now. Document.add event listener. Add event listener. So we can do like this. Well, we are going to have another template called or maybe inside the components. Let's see. We have a snackbar dot temper, right? So inside his package components. I'm thinking if there will cause any hopefully no, like circular dependencies. But either way, let's continue like doing this first. Snackbar, and here going to be, this is the error code that we are going to handle. We also have the script tag that is going to log us the error. So we have the document.add-event listener with, for example, console.log event or alert. Console log event first. So here is a HTMX response error. Right, so this is the snackbar that we are going to include in the places where error happens, which is our main layout file that we can put in the components dot snackbar inside. Right, so looking at, we have already injected the thing. We can see that when we click the button, an error happens. It will capture by HTMX, and then the captured result will then be log, because we put in a log, and then the error message will be in the detail.error message. So let's go into here and then we do a simple alert ewt dot event dot detail dot error. Alright, and then we click it. Now it's handled by alerting the users that, oh, this is an error happening, so you just please do something to solve this. Right, so this is a general idea, but we can make this a little bit more better looking by implement our own snackbar element. So the way that I'm going to look at this is potentially I will let me think about that. I will add in a key string, and this key is going to be the unique identifier for my specific snackbar. For example, in this case, my my string is going to be a login error. Yeah, and this login error is going to impact what ID the division is going to be. So this division is the division that will handle, or that will put in the error snackbar. For example, like this is the error message. Yeah, so this is the message that I want to convey to the client, to the users. And then here is, I can do the styling whichever what I want to. So the container, as a container, your positioning is that you're going to be fixed across the screen, and then height also across the screen, and then you're going to just to be a flex column, align items go to center, and then justify n. Well, all this setup, okay, one more thing, margin bottom is going to be, or how about padding bottom, it's going to be like 1248 pixel. All this will make a invisible container that is full height and width in your browser. Well, definitely I don't want to make this blocking my form, so I'm going to make it a pointer events none, and I'm going to make it a z index of 10. So by doing this, you'll notice that everything still the same, like nothing has really changed. You can still click the form and all these things. And here, well, I think there's a mistake, because the error message is supposed to be center align. So probably, yeah, the CSS failed. So let's restart the CSS and make sure that it works now. Right. Let's try to clear the cache. No. Well, let's see. Oh, Yeah, it should work, right? Yeah, it should work now. I don't see the error message right now already. Yep. So coming back to the error message, to make this error message clearer, because I don't see anything anything in the text, maybe I will just add in, say for example, px of 16 pixel, py of vertically the padding will be, say, 12 pixel. It's going to be rounded 2xl, 24 pixel of border radius, with a background of bg red 400 or 500 as my background color, and my text is going to be white color. So let's see if our login error. Oh, okay. Because we are using a fix, so we need to specify the top and left, just to make sure that it knows that it has to be at the center of the screen. Right? My height and width is oh, what is this? The top 0 and my style is not capture, so probably something is wrong with my server again. Server does not stop at all. It's just probably right. So we need to force close the Ubuntu first create service import. This happens like all the time. Let me just clean up 3000 port and put in an error again. Reopen. Okay, so now we have the error message at the center, and we can say that we can still select the form, but we cannot select the snack bar because we put in the pointer events none in the parent container. So we want to enable user to be able to select it, because sometimes, when the error happens, user may want to copy paste the error message and find out what is the issue, right? So that's for UX perspective. So now we have the error message. Next thing we are going to do is we're going to fade out this error message after some time. So it's related to the CSS style. I'm going to use a good old I remember I just searched it. Right, anyway, CSS fade out. You can use the fade out effect from tutorials point. I think this makes sense. We have a keyframe fade out that will turn the opacity from 1 to 0. We can also have a let's see. We can also have a dot fade out class that will set the animation name to the keyframe of fade out, and we have a certain duration. So duration also can put it in. So duration can be like for example 2 seconds, and then we put in the class inside the fade out inside the error message. Right. So after 2 seconds, automatically it will disappear. Okay. So this is how the error is going to be. But we have a problem now. The snack bar, the content is a fixed one. How can we make this a dynamic content, and how can we make it show only when we have an error? Well, it's handled by this script where it captures the event.detail.error. What I plan to do now is that I'm going to make this event handler capable of spawning the error message dynamically. So to do this, we are going to access the key string in the script. But because the key string is going to be passed from the Golang, so the script is ideally sorry, let me check my message. Okay, so the when we have the key string, it's not accessible by the script unless we use the code provided by Temper. Yeah, because we are using a Temper view engine. Firstly is we have a script tag specifically of doing so it's a private script, and we can then pass in the actual data from here, and our script will be directly inside the script tag, where this is called show snackbar or something like that. Yeah, and then we have let's do a log here. Right, let's see how we can access this. Okay, apparently we can. So we have the show snackbar script already, and then we don't need here anymore. But what we will need to do is we will wrap this entire snackbar with a body tag, and inside the body tag there is a onload method that we put in the initialization. And one thing that's very interesting that you can take note of, when you press the login, okay, now you can see that it's still working fine, and we have the key passed over to the JavaScript. One very interesting behavior you can see is when you go to elements, you can still see the body is only one. There's only one body tag. This is the strength of Temper, Golang Temper, where it automatically inject the this script into the same body instead of spawning a new body HTML tag. Alright, so that is I'll continue this very shortly. Just give me a moment. Alright, sorry, I'm back in action. So the next thing is okay, so whenever there is an error message coming in, this handler will then know that this key, the division, is going to be clear up, and we need to add in the new error message in. So the quick way of doing this is, right, let's just get the element. So first thing is we get the snackbar content div. So it's a document.getElement by ID with the ID of key. There's a reason why we need a key here. And then we clear all the contents. Reset the content with the new error message. So error.inner HTML equal to just a simple string with. So definitely I don't do any sanitization right here lah. So you may want to consider doing it to avoid like security issues. But either way, I'm going to just do like this and then put in the content right here. So assume that whenever there is a new message, I will then patch in the new snackbar that will expire after 2 seconds. You can see now when I log in, fail, and then they will have a response error status code from where and it disappears after a few seconds. And the final thing that I can do is just remove the initial snackbar. So when I reload the page, it doesn't have any message, and then when I press the login, then it will show me the error. Well, again, this is one way of doing the things. You can also swap the entire form out and in with a form with the error message. That's also possible. It depends on how you want to approach the problem with. Okay, so before I end today's section, I'm just going to add in one more tag that tells me this is a username, and then this is the password. Well, like this. Okay, so here is going to be, wait a minute, class equal to text sm color, sorry, text white, and self align self, right? Align self is called self start. Let's see if this works, right? It should work one, but it doesn't. Let's see. Self start. Oh, okay. Maybe fixed start is not the way, isn't it? Right. Let's see. Empty cache. Oh, it does work. Right. But because of the gap, right? Possibly I want to make it another div that can give me a shorter or a smaller gap. Like, for example, I just want a gap of 16 or 8, even 8 pixel. Flex core, like this only. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. No, I think it's correct. Let me check. Okay, so gap 2. Maybe it's because of a sequence issue. Like the flex is going to be the first one, and here this. Alright, it worked now. And width is going to be a full width. Alright, exactly the same output, except where I will then put in the max width somewhere inside the gap, and here like this, and boom. Alright, so this is how the username text is going to be present, and we can copy the entire thing and call this as a password. And here just change the name to password and type equals to password will do. Alright, so let's see. Right, this is the final result. I'm thinking about reducing the gap here. Oh, why am I having a gap? Surprisingly, I'm having a small gap between the div and the item below it. Like something has been adding in an extra padding, causing the entire thing to be a bit off. Apparently the gap, right, this column gap, it adds the unintended gap below the input div. Because of this data div, the LastPass icon root is giving me a weird little extra div. But anyway, it's just a little bit issue on terms of like the UI. But if we don't if we don't specify too much, then you won't see it, right? Oh. Okay, So this is the login page that we have with a proper error handling, but the gap is still okay. The gap is still very concerning, to be honest. This data pass thingy. Anyway, I just try to ignore it first. So this is how we can do the error handling. Definitely, there's more than one way of doing the same thing. Just that after some thinking, I feel like this is the sort of like the easiest way that I can possibly think of, and then decouple out over to like the responsibility of showing a snack bar to another component and to make it reusable across different scenarios. This is my core ideas lah. So after this, there will be also other pages coming in, and hope you can also get some little piece of information and bit of sharing, knowledge sharing on UI development. Right, thanks a lot. See ya.